Super Mario World ROM hacks have gotten insane over the years, to the point that levels you grew up playing like Tubular look like a child's toy by comparison now. But it's not just the levels themselves growing in difficulty. ROM hackers have built some of the most interesting and challenging bosses in Mario ever, and I thought it would be fun to take some time to showcase a few of them. So let's just jump right into it. These are, in my opinion, the hardest bosses in Super Mario World ROM hacks. Get the hell out, Peach, because starting out at 5, we have the queen of Mario ROM hacks, Partner Fennel. So what makes her so hard? In order to win, you need to hit her 30 times across 3 different phases. The player can't get hit a single time, and she brought a sword to a jump fight. Fennel's attacks are hard to deal with too. In phase 1, she'll do a combination of sword slashes, jump attacks, lightning strikes, and dashes, all in completely random patterns. Not just that, but the attacks themselves have massive hitboxes. The jump attacks hitbox covers an almost unfair portion of the screen, and she'll randomly throw it in with other attacks just to spite you. After 10 hits, she powers up her sword and introduces a new spinning air attack that also has a massive hitbox, and she'll continuously use it along with a jump attack to severely limit your movement. After 20 hits, she moves into the final phase where she slows down to spam lightning, and even though this is the easiest phase, it's still easy to get caught off guard. But even though Fennel is pretty hard, it's only going to get harder from here. Next up in number 4, we have the king of Koopas himself, Bowser. Wait, sorry, it's my first day. Not that Bowser, this Bowser. Bowser from the Kaizo Mario trilogy is the original Mario World ROM hack super boss, and oh boy, does it still hold up in difficulty today. In order to win, you have to hit Bowser 5 times with manually timed bomb explosions from these bob-bombs that only periodically float from the ceiling, while also dodging whatever the hell this is. At the beginning of the fight, Bowser randomly throws a few hammers and fireballs, but every time he takes damage, he adds some more. And after a few hits, Magic Koopas and Thwomps get added into the boss fight to cause total chaos. This fight is a mess and can take dozens of hours to beat, and it's still only number 4 on this list. So the first 2 bosses on the list were pretty tough, but now we start getting into the really hard stuff. Say hello to the Mokchang Cheeseburger. This boss was never intended to be beaten by a human without tool assistance, and watching this boss, it's easy to see why. The fight itself is well over a minute long and requires tons of near pixel perfect movement through the entire thing. Now, in order to win, you have to hit this giant fireball 4 different times with Koopa shells while dodging smaller fireballs, munchers, bullets, and this absolute Chad of a Goomba called the Friend Shield, who tries to body block the final shot like it's trying to take a bullet for James Woods at the Quickie Mart. This fight is insane, and as of this video, it's only been beaten without tools a single time. So what the hell are the final 2 bosses on this list like? Partner Fennel's back, baby, and this time, she's pissed. Fennel makes 2 out of the 5 bosses on this list, but this time it's in her optional super boss form called Omega Fennel. So what makes Omega Fennel different? Well, this form only takes 20 hits to beat, and Mario even starts with a mushroom this time, so you can take more damage. Oh, wait a second, that sounds way easier. Are you sure this list is right? Oh yeah, I almost forgot. She also summons phase 3 lightning through the entire thing. Having 33% less health and the player getting a mushroom might sound like this evens the fight out, but I can't stress enough how much harder this boss is with the added pressure of constant lightning spam. The lightning still tracks your position and strikes in random patterns, which will constantly get you trapped and force you to take damage. And when combined with the massive hitboxes of her completely random attack patterns, it can add dozens of hours onto the clear time of an already difficult boss. And finally, the hardest Mario World boss ever, Fruit Dealer. Made by the same creator who created the Mokchang Cheeseburger at number 3, Fruit Dealer is an insane 2-minute memorization fight that was never intended to be beaten without tool assistance. At first glance, this fight may seem mundane compared to games like Bullet Hells, but then you realize just how big the player's hitbox is in Super Mario World, which makes every single one of these jumps extremely precise and sometimes pixel perfect. Come on, man, really? Really? In order to win, you need to hit the boss with these switches to damage it, but you also need to activate these same switches to keep their timer from ending, otherwise the platform you're standing on will turn back into coins and, well, that ain't good. The switches only spawn periodically too, so you need to determine the optimal points for activating the switches or using them as ammo. Then combined with the fact that this fight lasts for 2 minutes with 0 room for error, it's easy to see why this is, in my opinion, the hardest hardest boss in Mario World ROM hacks. Now, before you go, I've included a link in the description below to patch files for these games that will let you try these bosses out yourself. So make sure to leave a comment and let me know how you did if you try. Thanks for watching.